Welcome to the carnage.
And welcome back to the channel, guys. I know I haven't posted in a really long time. It's the first video in a while, so just kind of wanted to change things up a little bit. Kind of, go in a different direction, so to speak. But you'll kind of get the hang of it if you follow me. And, let's kind of jump into what today's video is about. So today we're going to kind of go over this issue with Roblox. I came across this video from Asmongold, and I watched the first couple minutes or so, just kind of get an idea of what, his talking points were going to be. And I actually agreed with him on a couple of things. So we're going to go through this video a little bit, and we're going to talk about what's going on with the Roblox and, all you parents out there, why you might need to be worried about what's going on. Definitely some scary things. So let's go ahead and get right into it.
To weed out the predators, but won't remove the predators. That's right. Yes, and the reason why is that Roblox is afraid of getting lumped in with being a predator platform. That's what they're afraid of. They don't want to be seen as a predator platform.
And he's exactly right. So most, corporations, companies, etc., even, famous personalities, they tend to try to distance themselves from that as much as possible. And the shitty thing is that a lot of times they definitely know that there's these things going on. They get the reports that these things are going on, and what they do is they turn a blind eye to it. And they typically will ignore it for as long as possible. And, honestly, it's a stupid thing to do because, eventually people who have reach, Asmongold, for example, he's got, 3-4 million followers, start making these videos about this kind of stuff, so it starts becoming mainstream, and more people and more eyes start to see it. And I don't think that, in the year 2025, ignoring or turning a blind eye is a good approach to a problem that you have.
Which clearly isn't working.
Exactly what he said.
I can't believe how fast the Schlep versus Roblox situation is escalating, because what's come out recently is absolutely insane.
Yep.
Star creators are dropping out one after another, including Creecraft, who's basically the face of Roblox YouTube. On top of that, Schlep is officially lawyering up, teaming up with...
Wow. That's actually crazy. So my son, he loves Roblox, and Creecraft is one of his favorite Roblox YouTubers. He also watches another guy that's pretty famous too. I think his name's Kalis or something like that, Kalis or something. And he watches them religiously. And the biggest reason is he watches those shows on YouTube specifically for seeing what games that they're playing on Roblox, and he'll follow suit and play along.
The massive law firm to take on Roblox and expose them from the inside out.
Yep.
On top of that, the Attorney General of Louisiana filed a full-on lawsuit against Roblox.
Wow. An Attorney General of an entire state is, kicking up some dirt here on Roblox. That's usually a bad thing. So any Roblox devs out there, or, investors, or, CEO, anything like that, they obviously now they know about it now, because it doesn't take long for an attorney general to type up some paperwork and send it your way.
And
They're so fucked.
Yeah, they're fucked.
They're so fucked.
still not everything.
What's a
Before we
Star
get
Creator? It's just a creator program that they're a part of.
into the whole situation, though, make sure to like the video, subscribe, comment your thoughts, and share the video with a friend to make sure all of this information is...
And I've never seen the person that Asmongold, this video that he's reacted to. I'm not sure who this is, but yeah, definitely, if you can, go support him. Like his video. He's trying to bring awareness to the situation, which is absolutely the right thing to do. So kudos to him.
Spread to as many people as possible. Now, let's begin with what's happening with the Roblox creators. One of the biggest results in the entire Schlep versus Roblox situation is that Star creators, the literal faces of Roblox YouTube, are now walking away from the platform.
Well, this is also what happens, is that as soon as you have people that start leaving, it begins an entropy cycle where now it becomes popular to leave, and people are doing it because they don't like the fact that it's happening, right? Like, and more and more and more people are leaving.
Yeah, he has a good point there. So exactly, it becomes the right thing to do. It becomes the popular thing to do. You can think back in the last, decade or so. I mean, Roblox isn't the first game to come under scrutiny for some, bad things that they're doing. Just in the last 10 years, we had Blizzard. Blizzard executives and higher ups were doing, some really bad no things, specifically to women. And once that started coming out, and that these certain individuals were, more or less, essaying these women, it became unpopular in the view for you to play Blizzard games, World of Warcraft, Diablo, StarCraft. And there was a good period there that, nobody would even talk about their playing, right? So it's true. It is absolutely true.
Just anyone, the guy who's basically the whole face of Roblox content. Creecraft posted a video nearly 30 minutes long announcing that he's officially leaving the Roblox Star program. What a surprise. And you can tell that it wasn't an easy decision for him. This is someone who's built his entire career, his channel, and even his home off of Roblox, and now he's saying enough is enough. Now, I usually don't use clips very often in my videos, but I can't just
If someone is inappropriate to someone who's an adult but pretending to be a minor, how do they get these people in trouble? Well, the real reason why is that where there's smoke, there's fire. And it's kind of like, like whenever one of these guys gets arrested, there's like a random, like, problematic Nevron at a 7-Eleven that gets arrested.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of his point is, it really is. If there's smoke, there's definitely fire. And there used to be a show to catch a predator, which it was fairly popular during its time, and then something really bad happened where it got kicked off the air due to some scrutiny. I think it had something to do with like a judge was a PDF file, and he he was trying to get like a 13 or 14-year-old to meet up with them, and he eventually found out that law enforcement was onto him, and so he ended up, checking out aisle 9.
And you like inspect them, and they have like three different types of drugs, and like in their shoe there's a knife, and then you look at their arrest record, they've been in jail for 7 years, and like they've previously gone to jail for like beating up a kid, and it's like so you never, like, again, whenever you catch one of these people, the probability, so like this is a statistic that it's a sick statistic, but it's true. Whenever a person who gets convicted of a sexual crime finally gets caught, the average amount of victims that they've had prior to getting caught is 5.
Yep, he's absolutely right. So that is an actual statistic, is 5. That doesn't mean that everybody who's caught being, an SA predator has 5 victims or only 5 victims. A lot of times, it's even way more than that. It just really sucks that it takes that long sometimes for, them to get found out for what they've been doing, and that by the time they get found out, the average victim count is 5. That's just mind-blowing.
So in most of these cases, there's like 3 or 4 different examples of this happening at the same time.
This out.
Please define a Nevron. Soulless, annoying NPC that exists solely for creating problems for everybody else.
There are a lot of people like that.
This clip shows just how seriously Roblox's recent decisions are impacting him.
I have grown up on this platform.
Karens.
Okay? I have grown up on this platform. I'm actually getting emotional, dude. Oh my god. My career is because of this platform. I have a job because of this platform. I have a house because of this platform. I have a fan base because of this platform. And it frustrates me that, like, this is where we're at. No.
Wow, man, I getting a little choked up myself just seeing the just the hurt in his eyes, the way that he's talking about this. Like this has been his whole life, and like I said, my son has watched him. I don't know, a couple years, maybe more, and he started making this content when he was young, as a kid. So I mean, he literally grew up with Roblox, and being his entire life, and now he's walking away from it because he can no longer stand by, and do anything, whether it's content creation, talking about anything for a company that just doesn't care.
Nobody at Roblox listens to us, and it's I'm frustrated, man. I'm frustrated.
In that clip, you can hear the frustration.
Yeah,
he calls Roblox's comparison of schlep to tone deaf.
Similar to actual predators, they often impersonated minors. I mean, again, this is just like, how are you more worried about people pretending to be minors than the actual minors? This is crazy.
Points out exactly why it's so wrong. Roblox has given more second chances to people running condo games than they have to someone actually getting arrested. Minecraft has actually reported unsafe games such as Meat City or Public Shower Simulator, and nothing changes.
Public Shower Simulator?
What the hell?
Yeah, we're playing this tomorrow for sure.
No, we're not. I'm not.
Oh, yeah. We're definitely going to do this.
Absolutely not.
He's even confirmed that Schlep brought them binders for evidence, and they've still ignored it all. And Creecraft isn't alone in leaving the Roblox Star program.
You've got a lot of people
creators
that are
like
leaving.
Nixter
This
V,
is not a
Cubane,
surprise.
Nightfox, and a bunch more are either leaving the program.
Are they seriously defending the predators in that statement? They are desperately trying to not be labeled as a platform that has predators on it.
Yeah, exactly. They're doing everything they can to turn a blind eye and pretend that, there's no problem here. And there may be an isolated incident, and a lot of companies try to hide behind that, like, oh, it was an isolated thing, we didn't know, or we were aware of it, but we took care of it, just not publicly, so on and so forth, which is not hardly ever the case, right? Once they start doing investigation works, they find out that there's always a pattern, and that there's always a past history, and that most of the time that these companies have been not only fully aware of it, but in many ways indirectly allowing it to happen.
And so they're blaming anything and everyone possible to avoid being seen as having predators on their platform.
Absolutely.
That's the reason why.
Or refusing to attend Roblox events and protests. On top of that, after consulting some people in private, I was actually told that a lot of people are considering leaving right now with subscriber counts in the millions. This is
people will start leaving whenever now, because this is what happens. Once people start leaving, it makes the community ask, why are you staying?
Yeah.
And then it creates like an entropy effect where everybody leaves.
It does, because you don't, even if you're just a player or a fan or whatever, a lot of times these kids are going to follow their favorite YouTubers, right? They're going to follow the people that they watch, the people they admire. They're going to follow them off of the platform because they're like, well, so-and-so said that there's bad people on here and this isn't a good place to be anymore. So I'm going to leave. But there's always going to be the other shoe to that, right? Which is there's going to be people who are like, well, I don't care. It doesn't affect me.
Like this happened with like multiple orgs before. It happened like with Method, for example. Whenever they had drama, like a couple of people left, then like everybody fell down. Like a guild falling apart, exactly like a dominoes. Yes. A cascade.
Mass exodus from people who've been loyal to the platform for years. These
Roblox is too big. Roblox is very, very big, but you'd be really surprised. Like think about how much YouTube is bigger than Roblox is, right? I mean, it obviously is. Right. And think about how much Elsagate fucked YouTube.
Sure.
No, this is absolutely serious.
It is.
You're making it very clear. Roblox's actions, or rather their inaction, have made it impossible to keep supporting them without damaging their own reputations. As I've said before in other videos,
you know what I mean? Every time I talk to another YouTuber about Roblox, it's the same thing. Oh my God, Roblox is that one game that has the problem with the right? It's the one game that has that wants to add data.
This is the same thing with Blizzard.
Yeah.
I know where the bots are.
There you go.
You know where the bots are. Everybody knows where the bots are. The only people that play WoW that don't know where the bots are is Blizzard.
Right.
So how is it that all the Roblox players know where the weirdos are? All the creators know where they are. The weirdos know where to go. Everybody knows except Roblox.
Sure. Right.
Oh, it's a mystery.
Right. I don't
eating
know.
and everyone's a kid, right?
What?
Like you got Moist Critical talking about it on YouTube. Like you're cooked,
Yeah.
bro. You're cooked.
True.
It's like it makes me look bad. It makes all my
Everybody
friends
look
look
like a
bad.
weirdo. Yeah.
It makes Roblox look bad. It makes me not want to even tell people, hey, I'm a Roblox YouTuber. Because the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, oh my God, they're not doing a great, like this is that one platform that was that dating to the kids.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, you really at that point you're almost embarrassed, right? To even want to associate yourself with that. It's kind of like what happened with Kevin Spacey, right? With what went down, and then him getting kicked off of House of Cards, and then all the interviews that preceded the end of the show. They're like, hey, how was it? With Kevin Spacey being gone, blah blah blah. Nobody wanted to talk about it. Everybody distanced themselves from the conversation, and they just absolutely pretended that Kevin Spacey was never even on the show.
yeah, you tell somebody you like, oh yeah, I work at Blizzard. They're like, so what's that thing with the breast milk?
Oh Jesus!
So what happened with that?
Right? Oh God!
doing a great job with it, It's like
Basically, if you're a Roblox
not so
YouTuber,
good, huh?
people immediately assume that you're a and only Roblox
Nah,
is
I think that's bullshit. Anybody saying that's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I agree with Asmongold that if you're saying that without knowing full well that person really is a part of it, is a piece of shit, then you are a piece of shit, right? Because you're just assuming it's guilty by association, and I absolutely hate that mentality. That mentality sucks, right? It's you have nothing to do with it. You're just a friend with somebody who did something wrong. It's like that James Franco and Seth Rogen, right? When Seth Rogen found out that James Franco was, an SA piece of shit, the very first thing he did was he was like, I don't want to be your friend anymore. Stay the fuck away from me. I'm going to go on my own way. I hate your guts. We're done. And it's been that way. And they've never talked again. And my understanding, Franco has tried to contact Seth Rogen hundreds, if not thousands of times. And he won't even return even a message because he distanced himself from that problem as far as he could.
But at the same time, I do think that like whenever you're on a platform like this that has a lot of weirdos on it, you do get AoE damaged.
blame for that. Now, aside from the huge exodus from all the star creators, there have also been massive updates to the Schlupp lawsuit situation itself, as instead of being a sitting goose and allowing Roblox to silence him with legal threats, Schlupp has officially fired back at Roblox with a public response, and this time, he's bringing the heavy hitters with him. He's now partnered with two massive law firms. The names are currently on screen because
wow. Yeah, so Schlupp isn't fucking around here. He's definitely going for the throat, and rightfully so. And you know, good on him. Good on him, actually. Let's give him a shout out. Yeah, bring him down. Absolutely. Get everybody involved that you can, and make Roblox pay any way, right? Whether it's a loss of revenue, whether it's them shutting their doors, whatever has to come from this, protecting your brand, which is actually a funny thing to me, right? Is that the collective shout stuff that's going on, where they went to payment processors to get, itch.io and Steam, off of the processing of payments by these companies because they cited, inappropriate adult content on these platforms. Well, where's collective shout here with Roblox? Where are them contacting payment processors to drop Roblox for allowing this type of, content and allowing this type of stuff to happen? Oh, you know what it is that this doesn't directly affect women, so they just don't give a shit. It's okay to touch little boys in their mind. Hence why they like that movie Cuties.
I can't pronounce
And
any
you
of
know why they're doing this? That $1 billion settlement? That's a big money situation for them. Oh, yeah.
both known for winning massive corporate accountability cases. Between them, they've recovered billions for victims of against some of the biggest institutions in the country.
I'm getting ads. I said this the other day. I'm getting ads whenever I'm like, I'll have the radio on when I'm driving around. I've received ads very frequently recently, like on the radio, coming on saying like, have you had a kid that was on Roblox that got groomed? Well, you might be entitled to compensation from this class action lawsuit that we're filing. So like this shit's happening all over the place.
Yeah, he's right. I didn't even know that was a thing with the ads until about a week ago. I heard an ad. I don't remember what I was doing exactly, but I heard it, and that was my first, like, oh, this is getting serious. I've heard about it for the last, couple months or so I've been keeping an eye on what's been going on, not allowing my son to play any kind of Roblox where he's connected with other people. And it's just been private servers and the games that he plays that I know are safe, right? So I've kept a close watch on that. And then about, I want to say 3 weeks ago, I told him, Roblox is done, buddy. You need to uninstall it until this gets, fixed, and maybe Roblox changes hands to a developer or a company that actually cares. No more Roblox.
Even on, like, again, the local Austin, Texas radio. Straight up. Like, that's how big it is.
Real policy changes to protect survivors. The legal firepower isn't all he's bringing to the table. Shep has also confirmed that he's teaming up with none other than Chris Hansen to produce a professional, in-depth documentary investigating Roblox's problem. And keep in mind, this isn't going to be just another YouTube video. This is a full-scale expose aimed at a mainstream audience with the kind of reach and credibility that Roblox can't just brush off as internet drama. Schlepp's legal team has made it clear that his fight isn't just about reversing his ban, it's also about forcing Roblox to answer for years of negligence.
And that's the right thing to do. That is absolutely the right thing to do. It's and that's usually what people want, right? Is the one person who's, kicking up a shitstorm. It usually is, I just want my life back, right? I want my ability to make content. I want to be unbanned. I just want my me back. But he's not doing that. He's taking it to where, yes, I want my stuff reinstated, but I want actual change, and I want Roblox to be responsible for turning a blind eye to this type of behavior.
Went on record about his own experience as a victim when he was just 12.
Yeah, I mean, if they go through discovery and they find out that they ignored these problems and they didn't deal with them because they were worried about it hurting their growth, I think they're fucked.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're mega fucked.
Mega.
By a Roblox developer who had official merchandise sold nationwide and direct contracts with the company. Schlepp's mother reached out for help when Schlepp was hospitalized after an unfortunate attempt, but Roblox completely ignored her until she threatened legal action, and even then they tried to shift the blame, claiming it happened on a completely different platform.
That's right. The Predator being...
Of course they did. Oh my God, that is in the playbook. That's like page 2 of the damn playbook, right? Maybe it happened, but it was on another platform. And so because that happened, we have nothing to do with it. We didn't do it. Oh man, what a piece of shit.
A contracted Roblox developer who had the company promoted events. Yeah, that's not so good.
Being someone Roblox paid, promoted, and showcased at events.
Again, all they're doing is trying to hide as much as they can from any degree of accountability. They are terrified of
continue to make money and enjoy Roblox's support for years before finally being banned, and only because another victim came forward.
What a surprise.
Schlepp's investigative work has led to 6 confirmed arrests.
Remember what I said about the 5? 2 people come forward. Imagine, do you think...
I am Jack's complete lack of surprise.
Think everybody that it happened to came forward? Really? I mean, think about this for 3 seconds. You obviously would come to the conclusion of no.
Right.
Who were first contacted on Roblox, but instead of seeing that as a reason to work with him, Roblox is framing him as the problem, banning him under vague vigilante group rules, and hitting him with legal threats under the Computer Fraud Act.
Yeah, he's not being a vigilante, by the way, because vigilantes try to apply justice themselves. he's not actually trying to arrest anybody, to detain anybody, to do anything. He's just simply obtaining information and then giving it to the police. And then the police decide whether they want to act on that information or not.
I mean, yeah, I would agree with Asmund that half of what he said I agree with. Is it's not exactly vigilante justice. However, due to the fact that he is pretending to be a minor and he is pretending, to be somebody that he's not, purposely looking for these people to get them in trouble, it's right there kind of on a gray area, right? Like I go back to that show, To Catch a Predator, and, the things that happened on the show and that went down. A lot of people considered that, in a lot of forms, vigilante justice, right? So I agree with Asmund in the fact that he's just trying to collect as much evidence as he can to support his case, and he is doing it through a legal means, right? He's contacted law enforcement. He's got lawyers. He has a state district attorney on his side. He is doing it legally.
So there's no vigilante behavior that's really even happening. He's
the same
them?
exact
Yes.
playbook they used against Ruben Sim. Something worth mentioning, something that I actually mentioned in my previous video, is that in Roblox's most recent response, they openly said that vigilantes are worse than while referring to Schlep. That statement is insane all on its own, and I'm genuinely surprised.
Calling, and this is insane, similar to actual predators. They often impersonated minors. So you're going to compare people that are trying to keep your platform clean from predators to actual predators.
I mean, if that doesn't tell you everything you need to know about Roblox and the people who are running the show over there, I don't know what will. Comparing somebody who's trying to do the right thing and trying to bring the light, to save your children, and they compare him to a predator himself, man, what a low piece of shit you are.
Not my strategy. I would not have done that if I were them.
Absolutely not. Bonehead move.
I don't see more people talking about that. And here's the hypocrisy. Roblox claims the reason they target people like Schlep is because conversations are moved to another platform, supposedly bypassing their safety tools. But if they're so against it, why do they have built-in features to promote those very same platforms?
Oh my god. You're kidding me. Wow.
Why can you type Discord? If Discord is something that if you're trying to stop people from doing out of platform conversations, just word filter the word Discord or disc. And that's going to make a lot of it go away. You can't? You can word filter anything. Oh, you can't type it? Oh, it is filtered. Okay, well, that's good. At least they did that.
On your Roblox profile or group page. It's like they want the traffic offsite when it benefits them.
Let me guess, they put spaces or dots in between the letters and then it still works?
Punish you for it the second it makes them look bad. And now, they've picked the wrong person to try that on. Schlep isn't just going to vanish quietly. He's taking this whole fight to court, to the press, and to an audience far bigger than Roblox's own player base, which leads us to our next major development. The Louisiana Attorney General...
I think that a lot of Roblox... I think the truth is that this issue will probably only ripple effect maybe 20 to 30% of the Roblox user base, and make them aware of it. But what will matter and what will count is actual legislation and legal proceedings that make them have to do things.
He's absolutely right. So it's going to end up being like what he said. 20-30% of the player base is going to leave because, like I said earlier, with children specifically, they're going to go where their favorite YouTubers and streamers go. And when they're told by these streamers and YouTubers, this is a bad place to be, this platform is horrible, there's bad people here, they're going to find somewhere else to go. The problem is, though, is that 2, 3, 4 years down the road, people are going to forget about it, and people are going to forget about this, and so a new generation of children are going to start playing Roblox, and they're going to take the place of those that left, and without legislation and without, real change, it's not going to fix anything. It might, hurt their pockets for a while, but that's about it.
That's the only way that this actually changes. Because expecting Roblox and getting mad that Roblox does this, kids are still going to want to use Roblox. They're not really going to care about this. They're going to say, oh, Mom, I'm not doing that. It's okay. Because there's plenty of weird stuff on YouTube and other platforms, too, that they're doing. Sure. The reality is that unless legal precedent is set and legal accountability is achieved, no ground will be gained at all in this Roblox situation.
Absolutely.
There will be no ground gained. None. Now, it might be a temporary improvement that they then relax after the pressure is off them.
That too, yeah.
Good argument for real ID on the internet legislation. I told you this was going to happen.
Yeah, we all knew it.
I said it was going to happen. Anybody who thought this wasn't going to happen was retarded.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I wouldn't use that word specifically, but yeah, if you thought that they weren't going to keep pushing for this online identification, jumping through hoops to verify who you are. It has very little to do, actually, with, keeping children safe online. What this is now, instead of just having your first and last name and your email address and phone number, now they're going to have all your details. So they're going to cater every single ad, every experience that you have online is going to be in lieu of gaining your information for them.
Of course.
Bliss Morrill has officially filed a child protection lawsuit against Roblox. This isn't just a parent complaint or a clickbait headline. This is the highest legal authority in the state, accusing Roblox of enabling some of the worst crimes imaginable.
Wow.
According to the filing, Roblox has and continues to facilitate the distribution of material and the
And I go back, where is Collective Shout? They said that their problem was the sexual exploitation in video games, and violent sex and this, that, and the other for games that were on itch.io and Steam, right? Well, this is very similar, but where are they? They don't have a voice here. They don't care. That's very two-faced, if you ask me.
Of Louisiana's children. The lawsuit claims Roblox knowingly and intentionally fails to put basic safety controls in place to protect kids.
I think that it's guaranteed if you go through Discovery, you will probably be able to find communication of them choosing not to do certain things or choosing not to action certain things because of their popularity or because it would damage user acquisition. And I think the moment that you find that, you can easily create a case that Roblox intentionally allowed predators on their platform because it would be bad for business not to do so. And I think the second that happens, it's over.
Yeah, it'll be something like Roblox Gate, right? Something to that effect. And he's absolutely right. If they can prove and they start doing discovery where they find, okay, the CEO and the higher ups, they were aware of what was going on. They did everything they possibly could to ignore the situation. I'm not saying that they're directly correlating, setting these things up. It's not Epstein Island here, right? But it's no different in the sense that they knew what was going on and they did nothing. They still allowed it to be facilitated on their platform with absolutely very little to no repercussions, no punishment, right? And so, in my opinion, they're just as guilty as the person who created, the video game that allowed these kids to get hurt. So they're all, in my opinion, equally guilty.
Roblox stars go burn. Well, and here's what I think, right? I think that we have a huge problem in America where people can make decisions inside of a corporate environment. And because of the corporate veil, they're never held personally accountable.
Absolutely.
I think that if these decisions were being made by specific executives or specific people in the leadership of Roblox, I think that they should be personally charged.
And that's one of my biggest gripes about the Libertarian Party, necessarily. I'm not trying to get into politics here, but is the fact that one of the big things that is part of that political belief is that companies should have a protection the same as a person would, right? It would have its own identity, and it would have its own protection and its own rights. And I don't believe in that because that would allow this kind of stuff to happen even more. That the corporations would hide behind that corporate facade of, well, we weren't aware, and they get slapped with a fine, they get a little, timeout or whatever, and then it's back to business, and that's bullshit.
I do. And I'm a very big advocate of direct personal accountability for bad actions.
Yep.
Because the issue and the reason why corporations run so wild in America is because almost all levels of accountability are completely displaced through the corporate veil. Yeah. But the moment that you hold an individual person accountable for this behavior, that's whenever it just disappears. Hold the executives and investors accountable? No, I don't think you need to hold everybody collectively accountable. I think that you just need to find 2 or 3 people. That's it.
No, I don't even agree with that. I think you need to find who knew about the situation at Roblox and who turned a blind eye and who facilitated and allowed it to happen without, maybe the CEO wasn't aware of it. Maybe he's not. Sometimes CEOs don't really know what's going on at a company. I work for a company. Our CEO half the time has no idea what's going on. He knows, what the partners want. He knows what people are talking about, at that side, meetings, etc. But he doesn't know what's going on inside the building itself. You need to find who facilitated it, allowed it to happen, turned a blind eye to it, knew about it, and did nothing.
Find 2 or 3 people that are black and white cases of them saying this is okay and we don't care because we're going to get more money out of it. Crucify them. Everybody else stops. Because that's the thing, the CEO mainly. And I have the same viewpoint of illegal aliens. Like any of these different warehouses that are hiring illegal aliens, I think they need to go through discovery, figure out whether they knew whether these individuals were illegal aliens, and if they did, and they hired them anyway, I think they need to get charged for human trafficking.
Sure. Yeah. I could agree with that.
Do it. Do it. See what happens. Do the same for politicians. I completely agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to crucify everyone? Yes. Yes. I think that we have a huge problem. Our society is being run by psychopaths, retards, and Karens. And they have created an unholy alliance to make the world less safe, to inshitify every single aspect of our lives. And I think that we need to take the power back from them and hold them accountable on an individual, personal, and extreme level.
I agree with that. And I think we're going to stop the video here because, this is a lot more of the same. If you're interested in watching Asmongold's video, I think it still has another 20, 25 minutes. I highly, suggest go check it out. Or if you want to see the video that he's reacting to, I know that he's got links in his description. But on a closing note for this, I do want to say that, it's a different world out here. My parents, they didn't have a lot of this stuff to worry about, right? They told me, in the morning, they're like, hey, get out. Don't want to see you till the street lights come back on. So, we'll see you then. They had no idea what I was doing, right? But it was very basic type of conversations with us as kids. Is don't talk to strangers. Don't accept candy from strangers. Don't get in a weird van. If somebody says, do you want to come to my basement? The answer should be no, right? Very different. But parents today, we have so many different things that our children on a day-to-day basis use and are a part of where predators can get to them, and it sucks. So a parent today has to absolutely be 1,000% more vigilant. You cannot, be like my parents were. We'll see you when the street lights come on. And it was funny, half the time they didn't even ask me what I did through the day. They had no idea, right? And it's really funny is I told my mom as an adult, now that I'm, an adult, a couple of things that I did as a kid, and it was light stuff. She's like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know. She wanted no part of it, and it wasn't even, super bad stuff. So yeah, it's a scary place, and a lot of this goes down online, and I suggest you as parents, for sure, make sure that you're putting in the work and the effort with your children to make sure that they're safe. And the biggest and deadliest place for kids to not be safe is online. So make sure you're doing your due diligence there. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up with that. Hopefully something comes with, the Roblox situation. Like I said, whether it changes hands and it goes to a company or a developer that does want to help put these safeguards in for children, or maybe it just needs to shut its doors. And hopefully the next thing that comes up that is marketed to kids like Roblox actually does, put those safeguards in. So until next time, take care, guys.